What's going on, everyone? Anthony Cofrancesco from Data Dive, and this is Office Hours. We are continuing with our optimization. Last week during Speed Round, we did some very basic optimizations really around SEO, improving the listing from an organic ranking perspective. And today we've got a special guest, Brandon Young, who everyone knows is going to be joining today, and he's going to be going through sharing a few different screenshots that he has of optimizations that he's been doing on his own brands. We've removed some of the sensitive information, but I think we should really get a lot out of it. So I'm going to just go through right now and go through a quick intro. So this probably only take about 5 minutes or so, but welcome. If it's your first time in Office Hours, thank you for joining. We do Office Hours 3 times a week, and it's usually pretty good. So I think, can you see my screen, Bryant? I think so. Cool. There's just a ton of people coming into this, so I'm just letting people in the waiting room. But let's jump in. If what we cover today in Office Hours moves a little bit fast, or you don't understand fully everything about how to implement what you're seeing today, you definitely want to spend the time to book a call. We've got a small number of coaches. We call them coaches at Data Dive. These people not only know the Data Dive tool extremely well, but they're selling products. They've recently launched products, so they can give you a lot of advice on how to get the biggest bang for your buck out of the tool and to make optimizations in your brand. So you can use this QR code, or you can just go to datadive.tools/demo and book a training call. I anticipate, because we're covering a lot of new information today, that there's going to be a lot of questions. So we're going to wait until the end to take questions. We're going to prioritize anyone who raises their hand. We'll ask you to unmute yourself and ask your question, but you can also type your question into the chat. I think it's just usually a little easier for context if if you unmute yourself and ask the question like that. So for those of you who are new or just want to get better at using Data Dive, there's 3 different ways that you can become a Data Dive expert. So we've got a knowledge base powered by an AI chatbot. We have our YouTube channel, and then obviously we have Office Hours that we do 3 times a week. So if you want to access the knowledge base, this is written guides that explain how to do just about everything in Data Dive. You'll see there's this question icon in the bottom right-hand side of the screen. You can click on that button and navigate directly to the knowledge base, or you can type in a question like how to start a dive, and our AI assistant will look through all of the articles we have, and it'll either give you the answer or it'll route you to the most relevant article. We have our YouTube channel as well. I'd recommend, if you're not already subscribing to the YouTube channel. If you're new, I recommend starting on the FAQ videos. They're really short, to the point. We also have our Office Hours videos up on the YouTube channel as well. And so if you look for the playlist, it's called Office Hours V2. This has all of the previous Office Hours sessions that we've done. This is our 2nd time going through this format, so you'll see Speed Round and Quick Start Guide. You can check that out. The name of the YouTube channel is just Data Dive Tools. So what we've been working on in Office Hours for the past, I think, 5 weeks now is we're in the area that we call Speed Round. So if you're new to Office Hours or haven't seen the previous content, I'd recommend starting with the Quick Start Guide. The Quick Start Guide is really essential framework. It's really about teaching bigger picture concepts. So before we dive into like product validation, product launching, optimization, we talk about what are these concepts? What does it mean to validate products on Amazon? What is risk reduction? How do you launch products? What's a honeymoon period? And then after the Quick Start Guide, this is where we're at right now. If you feel like you already have a good understanding of the fundamentals, you can just start with this. What we're doing is Speed Round. So this is all about repetition. It helps you learn these different workflows and then to build confidence. The biggest thing that I see, and I've been on hundreds and hundreds of calls over the past couple of years, met people at conferences, is people generally understand the fundamentals. They understand what these workflows are, but where they lack is actually taking the step in terms of execution. So the thought is with Speed Round is that when you see us validate 3 products in 30 minutes, when we launch 3 products in 30 minutes, when we optimize 3 products in 30 minutes, you see the same workflow over and over and over again. And then you say, okay, actually, this looks pretty simple. I think I can wrap my head around this and try executing on this on my own listings. So that's where we're at today. After this, for the next few weeks, we're going to be doing real world case studies. And so this moves beyond the theory, and it actually is talking about how do these workflows react in the real world. So these are going to be real world case studies, just like it says. So if you're on the Data Dive email list, you probably just got an email from Vaughn. He's our CMO. So we really are trying to build a good repository of case studies that we can share, that we can use in marketing. So if you want to get a Data Dive, $50 Data Dive credit, we'd love for you to share any kind of wins that you have in the platform. So these can be improvements to BSR. It can be screenshots of your sales dashboard. Ideally, we'd love to see improvements in organic rank, changes and improvements, I guess, decrease really in your ACOS and tacos. So this is an example of a screenshot here. I actually think this might be Bryant's screenshot from a launch that he did. And you can see organic rank for a lot of keywords, not indexed. And then you can see the organic rank going up in just about 15 days here. So this is the kind of stuff that we're looking for. We won't reveal any product information. If we do use these in marketing, we'll let you know first. But easy way to earn a $50 credit. I know people use the tool and get value out of it. We're just trying to consolidate all that information together. So another really cool update, you for sure got an email last week about this. This is brand new. We just renegotiated our contract with Jungle Scout. They see how much we're growing, and we were able to actually negotiate more usage for almost everyone's account. So if you're on the starter plan, this doesn't apply to you. But if you're on a starter plan, this is a even better incentive, better motivation, I guess I should say, to upgrade to either the standard or the enterprise plan, because we just doubled usage. I think some companies would just like bank all of that. They would, they'd say, you know what, we're gonna like charge a little bit more. We're gonna like make a little extra money here and keep charging for the extra usage that we're getting. But we decided to pass all of this on to you. So if you're a standard user, instead of being able to add 500 competitors to research every month, now you can add 1,000. And then if you're tracking keywords, which you should definitely be doing, the keyword rank tracker is getting better and better. Instead of tracking 500 ranked radar keywords a month, you can track 1,000. Enterprise has also doubled, so you can track you can add 4,000 competitors to dives every month, and you can track 12,000 keywords on Rank Radar. So this is making us one of the best, I think the best cost, lowest cost way to track keywords in the industry. So if you're not already using Rank Radar, I cannot incentivize you enough to do that. And just great too. I know we changed our prices back in November. I think this is giving you, for standard and enterprise plans, plenty of wiggle room that you can use to do the work that you need to do. So I already mentioned this, but if you haven't already seen the previous speed round sessions, what we did is we took 3 products that were used at Camp Ecom. That's our conference we do in Orlando. And so we followed these products through what we think is the full breakdown of selling on Amazon. So we validated 3 different products, then we go through the workflow on launching those 3 different products. And then we also optimize those 3 products. So you can see all of those videos on YouTube. And this, I think, is where Brandon is going to jump in. He just ran out to grab some snacks. So I think he's going to be joining any moment now. And he is just getting set up. I'll say our other announcements too while we're here. For, again, anyone who's going to be at Prosper Show, we've already got a bunch of people registered for our Topgolf event. So this is a great networking event. We're expecting to have more than 400 people here. Totally free for Inner Circle members. There's food, drinks, just great networking, great group of people here. Do not wait until the last minute. Do not try to buy your tickets at the door, because as you're going to see, they're going to increase. So if you're not in Inner Circle and you can't attend the event for free, definitely want to register. Price is going to go up at the end of the week, so go and get those tickets now. And I saw Brandon join here, so I'll stop sharing. And Brandon, maybe I'll just send you a link to this slide deck. And if you just want to present.
Yeah.
I think you're going to make some notes on this.
I can. And am I able to make notes? How's it going, everybody? Wow, we got 50 people here. That's awesome.
Yeah, this is fantastic. Let's see. Okay, so I just sent it to you in Slack. What I would probably do is there's actually an annotation feature inside of Zoom. When you're sharing the screen, it's in the bottom left-hand side, and you can kind of draw and delete your marks.
Sweet. So the main thing I want to talk to you guys about today is the new keyword tracker, because I think that a lot of people had a lot of questions around my post where I was talking about some of the changes I'm implementing with my team and the reason and the logic behind the way that we're building it, because it's not a typical keyword tracker in many ways. And so I need permission to share. And so typically what you'll get is if you have a bunch of keywords you want to track, there's two problems with it. One is it relies on you to insert the keywords. A typical tracker will rely on you to come up with a list of keywords to track. That's a big problem because as you can see from the master keyword list and the residue keywords and what we provide to you on the other side of Data Dive is that there are often hundreds or even many hundreds or thousands of keywords that are relevant that you should probably be keeping an eye on. And then we have our methodology around grouping keywords by root, which is repeated words and phrases. And that's really important because the way that Amazon's ranking algorithm works is that typically you will either be indexed for a root or you won't be. So you have to fix the indexing. And when you send traffic to a specific keyword, many keywords will get credit for ranking if they share the same words, and you'll get a partial amount of credit. So a broad match of a root word to another word with that root will be like 30% ranking credit, which is a great way to help all of them rank. So typically what we recommend you do, and the best strategy will be to try to optimize for one root at a time. You don't want to optimize or attempt to optimize 6 different root words because it's a one-to-one thing versus being able to leverage a lot of traffic to 10 keywords that all share roots and then having that leverage stack, right? All of that credit stack. So the strategy that we teach you in the inner circle is what we've built into Data Dive. So it's important in order to get the most out of Data Dive, you understand the logic behind why we built the tools we did. Now, let me go ahead and show you here. Now, you said there's a way for me to mark the screen.
Yeah, so in the bottom left-hand side of the screen, there's a little, when you're sharing screen on Zoom, it says annotate. It's like a little pencil icon. So you can
Hey,
like
there we
draw.
go. Got it. Sweet. All right, awesome. So this is going to be your main view. The thing with this is that this is what a typical keyword tracker might look like. You're going to have a except for maybe like the main ones are going to be like Helium 10. It doesn't have a heat map. I love a heat map because I want to see progress. So this is a product that my team was working on, and you can see that all of the ranks here were in the 80s, 90s, 60s. And you can see that as you get forward in time, because I have it forward over here with the most recent day here, as you get forward in time, you're seeing these ranks improve. Now, what this view is showing me, though, is by root word. So these are the broad search volumes of each root. Now, these are all different roots, meaning that these are different repeated words and phrases. Now, underneath each root, I might have 5 keywords, I might have 50 keywords, I might have 200 keywords, right? But this is the aggregate of all of those roots. So I'm seeing the relevancy, the average relevancy of each root, and I'm seeing the average rank of each root. So if I want to focus on this root in particular, where I've seen some progress, but I've got some up and down, what I want to do is expand this a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is, how do I stop annotating? So I hit got it, I do that. Okay. So now.
And Brandon, real quick, do you want to go full screen on the slides? Just view and then present? I know you'll lose your annotations.
So I can go full screen.
Yep. Or just click slideshow in the top right, or just view
Okay.
and then present.
Okay, that's fine. And then,
Awesome.
okay. So now what I did is I clicked this. This is where we have a huge advantage because one of the other problems with typical keyword trackers is that you don't know how to tie your performance at the keyword level from your paid traffic, your impression share, your SQP data, and how each keyword is being affected. So how do you know how to improve a keyword if you've got your information in one bucket over here? You've got to pull it over. You've got to kind of separate it and parse it, and then you can look at what the keyword's been doing over time. That's very difficult. So what we've done is that if you hit this little plus button and if you've got your PPC tied to the keyword tracker, then all of a sudden you get a much bigger view as to what's happening. So this is where we bring in your impression rank, your impression share, how many campaigns you have that are targeting the keywords in this bucket. Now remember, this is still the root level. So you see up here in the top left that I've still got this root toggled, okay? Now, what I'm looking at is this impression rank is very important. This is the my rank against my competitors that are relevant for this keyword or for this product. What is my impression? How are my impressions versus theirs? What is my rank? And this is still the average at the root level. And then you're seeing my impression share percentage, and you're seeing exact phrase, broad, and auto campaigns. How many campaigns do I have that are targeting the keywords that are in this route? And then you can see my performance. You've got the conversion rate, which is super important, right? You've got your the spend. Oh, maybe what did I do now? Let's see, annotate again. All right, annotate again. There we go. And oh, I don't know how to like start doing it again. I click something. Oh, I've got it over here. Sorry. This is mouse and I want the draw. Okay. Perfect. So I've got the PPC spend over this period of time. So in the top right, I'm going to want to look at that at different intervals because I'm going to make changes the same way you would optimize any PPC, right? So, and this is the foundation of our PPC tools because now you're able to make much smarter decisions. And let me show you how that works. So over 214 days, which is the history of this product, maybe, I've got all of this data and information. I've got a lot of spend, I've got a lot of clicks, I've got a lot of sales, but I see that the performance is different. So if I want to expand this one where I've gone from in the 20s to 10, and I've got 123,000 broad search volume, but my impression rank is only 6. So, and my conversion is good. Let me take a deeper look. So what I can do is I can go to the next page. How do I delete everything? Clear? Okay, clear all drawings. Perfect. And what I can do is I can expand this route to look at all of the keywords that are in that route. And you'll see that it goes all the way down by search volume with some big keywords here. And then it gets smaller. And then I've got all these long tail keywords here and it goes all the way down. What I'm able to see now is what are my ranks for all of these keywords individually. Some of these haven't updated for the day yet. And then here's my average conversion, but what is my conversion for the biggest keywords? And what is my rank? Now, what's interesting is here's an insight I can get. I've got 18% conversion rate, but I've only got ranked 17. At 18% conversion rate, if my typical is only 14, this keyword should be ranking higher. So what is happening? Well, I'm only the 4th best ranked. I have no phrase campaigns, and I've got an 18% impression share. This tells me that I can spend more money, or I should be spending more money on this keyword. The keyword would be written right here. And so I know that I should be telling my team to go promote this keyword more, maybe top a search, maybe turning on some phrase campaigns, finding more ways to improve my impression rank into a top 1 or 2 position. If I can try to maintain this share so that I can boost this rank of 17 and try to lower it into a top 5 situation. So now I'm able to really get granular and understand at the keyword level what my rank is it improving over time, and what is my performance? And so this is the power of what Data Dive Keyword Tracker can do. Now, I want to emphasize another part of this is that you have to do 3 things. This is your SOP. The first is you want to fix conversion. So, number 1, is there an opportunity to fix conversion? If I follow these exact 3 steps, I can have success with the right data and pulling the right levers. So number 1, fix conversion. Why is my product potentially converting worse than my competitors? So if I have my product and my top 3 competitors, and I look at my price point, I look at my main image, I look at my second image, I look at my A+, I look at my design, I look at my reviews, I look at, do I have a cross out? Do I have a coupon? Do I have variations? Do they have variations? Why are they potentially converting more than me? And can I address that before I send any more traffic? That's number 1. Number 2 is going to be fixing indexing. So if I go back and I look at my keyword tracker and I see 101 or I see 50s and 60s in my rank, is it because I don't have that keyword or that root word written into my listing properly? Is it in too broad of a form to where Amazon's not giving me credit? Can I write that in an exact form in my title for maximum ranking potential and indexing potential? That's number 2, fix indexing. You can't send traffic to something that's not going to convert and the indexing isn't good, so it won't push your ranks. You need to fix those 2 things, fix conversion, fix indexing. Then you look at the advanced data that I just showed you and you make a decision. Should I send more traffic or less traffic to that keyword? Am I wasting money, or am I not spending enough? Or am I spending the right amount? That's the data you're going to get. And then this will become the foundation. When we start to gather all of this data ourselves for you in Data Dive, we can start to make recommendations to you around where to spend more, where to spend less, where to fix indexing. And so our PPC tools that we're developing are going to pull data from so many sources and then give it to you in an actionable way. And that's what we're really good at Data Dive, is pulling tons and tons and tons of data together and giving it to you in an easy to read, understand, and actionable way. So hopefully this little walkthrough will encourage you to start using the keyword tracker. We've got over 500,000 keywords being tracked already, or close to it. And we just launched it a couple months ago. And I can tell you that a lot of people are tracking a lot of keywords. So I highly recommend you get it plugged in. You start tracking, you track your data, you plug in your PPC, and then you can start to have you and your team make better decisions. I can open it up to questions if there's any at this time.
Cool. Yeah, we definitely have some questions in the chat. I don't know how long we have Brandon for, but this is a good time for it. So we got a question here from Mark. I think that's, I don't see the root word being discussed. How do you connect your PPC account to the rank tracker? I can cover that in the end. If anyone has like technical questions, I'll go through the the how-tos a little bit later.
You just hit if you go to the keyword tracker and you hit the little plus button that's in between the keywords and your heat map, because there's an overview section and then there's the heat map. The heat map is what I was just showing you. There's a plus button right in between them at the top. It'll expand and it'll say connect your PPC. If your PPC is not connected, it'll tell you to do it.
And Brandon, if you want to read in the chat, there's a few more questions here. I can show everyone where to find that.
Yeah, there's great ways to add notes as well. So Anthony is there. If you look over, you'll see that there are notes and little dots there, and he's written based on color coding ways to annotate like in there to send messages to your team. Now there's two things. One is he assigned a title inserted there for that color. Now you can have many different colors. You can add a highlight, and you have many different colors, and they can all mean something different, like this, right? The other thing you can do, though, if you close that really quickly, is in the top right, guys. Close this section. In the top right, you can actually add a chat, and you can tag. There's a comments. You can tag a teammate. So if he wants to tag Brian and say, add cat tree or cat, and add a note, he can take a screenshot, he can highlight it, he can post it, and it'll go to your teammate. So there's multiple ways you can do that. Now you'll see there on Monday the 19th, right above Monday the 19th, there's a green dot because you made a change to your listing and you want to, it's Washington. Well, that says Washington's birthday. I guess that's like it's a note around the fact that it's President's Day. And you can put different notes. I changed the title on this date, right? I added this keyword to the title or this root to the title. So you can annotate and keep track of these changes so you can, when you see movement, but in a root up or down, you know why, right?
Cool. So we got a question here from Xavier. How can you have more than one exact campaign for a keyword without causing overlap and impression suppression?
How can you do what? I'm sorry.
You can read it in the chat, but he's asking, how can you have more than one exact campaign for a keyword without causing overlap and impression suppression?
You want, guys, I can clarify what I asked.
Oh, yeah, I understand. So you might actually be targeting the keyword in multiple campaigns. What we're doing is identifying that for you. It's not necessarily a good thing, but it might be that a campaign has been rewarded over time because of good quality score. So your cost per click is lower. Now you might have, it might be okay to do it with multiple, you might have bonuses for placement. So you might have one campaign with placement, multiples, and then you have another one where there isn't. So that way you can hit like middle of page one with one campaign with a bid of 70 cents. And then the other one, you want top of search only. So you got like a 20-cent bid and like 500% for top of search, right? So like there's different strategies for having some overlap there if you have different approaches.
We got another one here. I think this is a pretty common one. What if we have optimized our roots with healthy saturation throughout our attributes? I'm guessing they mean they've already got these keyword roots in the listing, but they're still not improving ranking. How would you proceed from there?
So you have to define saturation, like healthy saturation throughout attributes. If it's not indexed at all, so you're like 101 or not there, then there could be a much deeper issue there. So you've got to try to isolate the keyword or check your subcategory, because maybe the subcategory is tied to a keyword, and sometimes all subcategories have like keywords that either are blocked or are considered relevant to it. And so maybe you need to change subcategories. I would look at that, but then isolate the keyword in your title might be the best, like comma, keyword, comma, do something to isolate it in exact form. So someone wrote, in regards to data dive keyword research tools, I noticed that Helium 10 Cerebro pulls more keywords. Do you feel that the data dive keyword is comprehensive enough? So Hiba, the problem with that is that we have the keywords for you too, and you can find them in data dive if you put relevancy to 0. You'll find all thousands and thousands of keywords. As a matter of fact, when we switched to Jungle Scout, we found 30% more keywords with Jungle Scout when we partnered with them versus Helium 10. So there are more keywords, but you would have to change the relevancy to 0, and then you'll find thousands of keywords that don't matter because they're irrelevant, right? So what we do is we give you buckets. Now, what Anthony's showing you there is that you've got 3 buckets of keywords, residue, outlier, and there. So do me a favor real quick. On the search, type in tower. What this is going to do is we've added this search function so that you can find how many keywords have that word in it or that phrase in it. And you'll see that there are 210 keywords in residue that have that. That's a huge, now that's like a lot of saturation, what we call search frequency. That would tell me that if I'm going to make this, that I want to make a tower version of this product. These are all towers apparently, or clearly, right? But let's say like it was box or pouch, right? And I saw 100 people were looking for a pouch version or a box version. I would make a box variation because I know that a lot of people are searching for it. And then I would target those box keywords to bring them in as a new source. So what we're doing is allowing you to search for all these different types of routes and variations as a way to maybe suggest variation strategies as well.
Cool. The other thing I want to say really quick on that, the reason we added in this search function, and this is a new update, is because a lot of people were saying, hey, I'm not finding certain keywords. You got to remember that the MKL, the master keyword list, is only showing you a portion. So for example, on this cat tower, there's 221 keywords in the master keyword list, right? So there's thresholds here about what's going to show up. You can see that this is just going to show me keywords that have a relevancy over 30%.
And over 600 search volume, it looks like, yeah.
And over 600 search volume. So if you're looking for a keyword, let's say you're on Cerebro and you're like, man, I don't see this in Data Dive. 9 times out of 10, if you type it into the search bar, they are in this research. They're probably just going to be in either outliers or residue keywords. You can see we have 1,500 residue keywords for this list.
Yeah, 1,543. And on the outliers keywords, you have you have more there too. And these are just like 1 or 2 competitors are taking advantage of them. You got 143 there, but 2.5 million search volume. It's massive, right? Yeah. One of the competitors was ranked #1 for cat stuff. I've got to run, guys. I appreciate you coming by.
Hey, Brandon, we have one more. Can you take one more question?
Yeah, as long as it's quick. I gotta, because
Okay,
I'm late for a call already.
We have another question from Xavier. When you run broad match modified campaigns, does Rank Radar pull it in under broad or auto?
Broad match modified campaigns should bring it in under broad. I don't know why it would bring it in under auto. If it's, as long as it's designated as a broad, it would go underneath the broad column. But if it's not and it's misfiring, then let us know so we can fix it. The biggest thing for you guys, please, if you have feedback, send it. We love it. It's never a bad thing for you to tell us that there's something you would love for us to improve. We value that so much, and we need your feedback because we've got so many people on our team. We are investing millions of dollars into our tool and have 20 or more programmers working on it at any given time. And when you have feedback, like what Anthony's showing you there, please send it our way. We take it into consideration, and a lot of our tools are improved regularly because of feedback from you. So if you find a bug, you find something not working, please tell us. You're not going to hurt our feelings. You're actually helping. So we're appreciative of it. All right, guys.
Cool. All right. Thanks, Brandon.